Hey everybody, it is Saturday, July 15th, and this is one of my pre-recordings of my Read 20 Minutes a Day challenge because I'm on vacation, so I'm doing these ahead of time. If you've been following my travels, Rocky Mountain Race Week concluded on the 14th. Today is the 15th, so I am attempting the 850-mile drive home from Nebraska with the race car in tow today. So look forward to being back and doing these live, and I will fill you completely in on how Rocky Mountain Race Week went for me. Sure to be a blast no matter how racing turns out. It's always a good time with good friends. So today I am starting a series of books about being grumpy and having a bad day. Not that I'm grumpy or having a bad day, I just really think these books are a whole lot of fun. So here we go. Oh, somehow I turned Siri on. I don't know. She was wanting to answer answer questions about having a bad day. All right, the first story we are going to read is called A Perfect Day by Lane Smith. This is a brand new book at the library. It is not even cataloged yet. No sticker on the back. Brand new. The warmth of the sun. Felt good on Cat's back. Cat liked to be in the flower bed where daffodils grew. It was a perfect day for Cat. The cool of the water was what Dog liked best. When it was hot, Dog sat in the wading pool that his friend Bert filled for him. It was a perfect day for Dog. Bird seed. Bird topped off the bird feeder with it. It was a perfect day for Chickadee. Squirrel went up the pole. Squirrel went down the pole. Squirrel could not get to the seed. Bert dropped a corn cob onto the grass. It was a perfect day for Squirrel. Uh-oh. It was a perfect day for Squirrel. It was a perfect day for Chickadee. It was a perfect day for Dog. It was a perfect day for Cat. Little mean bear. The warmth of the sun, the cool of the water, a belly full of corn and seed, a flower bed for a nap. It was a perfect day for Bear. So I thought that one was really cute. The next one I have to read is called Grumpy Pants. And I read this to 4 kindergarten classes, 3 preschool classes. I had it for a toddler story time and a kid session story time. And we all loved it. And this was up for a Indiana Firefly Award, and those awards are chosen by children ages 5 and under, and Monroe Central kids, kindergarten, and preschool actually got to vote for the Firefly Awards. This was their second favorite book of the 5 nominees. Penguin was in a bad mood. A very bad mood. He didn't know why, and he didn't care. He stomped his feet all the way home. Stomp, stomp, stomp. He pulled off his grumpy coat and kicked off his grumpy boots. But he was still grumpy. He tried to shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off. But he was still grumpy. So he pulled off one grumpy sock and then the other. But he was still grumpy. So he took off his grumpy overalls. Nope, still grumpy. Finally, he took off his grumpy underpants. I'm still grumpy, you know. Then Penguin took a deep breath and he counted. 1, 2, 3. Splash! The water was nice and cold. Penguin played with his duck. He hid himself under the water and made himself a bubble beard. Little by little, he was starting to feel better. It was time to get out of the tub. He put on his favorite pajamas, and he had a steaming cup of hot chocolate. He read his favorite book. He found his favorite teddy and climbed into bed. Can't get the page turned. As Penguin fell asleep, he knew that tomorrow would be a good day because all the grumpies had been washed away. I don't know if you can see this. This is one of my favorite parts. The washing machine here, and I know it's backward to you, says Grumpy Wash, Heavy Load, Cowboy, Gentle Cycle, and Extra Cuddly. So I wish I had a Grumpy Wash and a Cowboy Cycle on my washing machine. So that was Grumpy Pants by Claire Messer. And again, it was an Indiana Early Literacy Firefly Award nominee. This is one of our easy to read books for those kids that are just learning to read and become independent readers. This is Eloise Breaks Some Eggs. I am Eloise. I am 6. I am a city child. I live in a hotel on the tippy top floor. You know how I love my Eloise books. This is Nanny. She is my nanny. Mother is mostly away. Eloise, says Nanny, it's time for your lesson. I ask piano? Nanny says no. I ask French? Nanny says no. I ask poker? Nanny says no. It is time for your cooking lesson. Today you will cook eggs. I do not like to cook, I say. You like to break things, Nanny says. You break eggs to cook them. I say, let's go, go, go! We take the elevator to the kitchen. I press every button. Today we will cook eggs, says the cook. A bowl can make a very good hat. No, 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 says Nanny. "Watch me," says the cook. "The cook is good." "Now you try," he says. "I am very good." "No, no, no," says Nanny. Nanny and I take the elevator to the tippy-top floor. I press every button. "You will never be a cook," says Nanny. "How will you eat?" I say, "Room service." I pick up the phone. I say, "It's me, Eloise." 2 eggs and charge it, please. "Thank you very much." So that was Eloise Breaks Some Eggs. Next, we have The Grumpy Bunnies Field Trip by Justine Corman. The sun was shining brightly the morning of the Kinder Bunny class field trip. 10 excited Kinder Bunnies hippity-hopped in front of Easter Bunny Elementary School. Everyone was smiling, except, of course, the Grumpy Bunny. This year, Hopper was leading the field trip for the first time. "What if I lose a bunny?" Hopper worried. "What if some bunny gets sick on the bus?" He tried to count the Kinder Bunnies as they bounced here, there, and everywhere. 1 bunny, 2 bunnies, 3 bunnies, 4. "Now I need to find 6 more," the Grumpy Bunny grumbled. At last, Hopper had all 10 Kinder Bunnies counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bunnies climbed up the steep stairs of the bus. Hopper had hoped the Kinder Bunnies would sit still, but they were much too excited. In fact, some of the bunnies bounced right off their seats. The bus ride to the big city was a teacher's nightmare. Hopper tried to calm the riot, but the minute he got 1 Kinder Bunny settled down, 9 more needed his attention. The Grumpy Bunny was so distracted he could barely keep his eyes on the road. Hopper wasn't the only one who wanted the bus trip to end. Peter couldn't wait to see the Dino Bunnies. He tugged at Hopper's sleeve. "Are we there yet?" The Grumpy Bunny rolled his eyes. "We haven't gone a mile since the last time you asked." Finally, the bus arrived at the big museum. Hopper carefully counted the 10 Kinder Bunnies as they left the bus. Then he counted them again inside the huge museum. Peter's voice echoed through the great hall. "Are we there yet?" Hopper sighed. "Yes, we are. Now I want everyone to listen up. Remember the most important rule. Stay together. I don't want any of you wandering off." The Kinder Bunnies nodded. "We promise," they said. "All right, let's start with the prehistoric rabbits," Hopper decided. Peter cheered, "Yay! Yay!" "Shh!" Hopper hissed. "A museum is a place for quiet." He led the bunnies through the arch labeled Bunnies Old. Suddenly, a huge skeleton towered above them. "Bunnysaurus Rex!" Peter whispered in awe. Hopper's jaw dropped. "That creature looks wilder than a Kinder Bunny," he said to himself. Hopper showed his class the bones of the other critters who lived long ago. "Amazing! I wish we could stay for a week," Peter squealed. "I know," Hopper agreed, "but there's so much more to see. Let's move on." Peter did not hear Hopper. He was too busy pretending to be a Bunnysaurus Rex. And there's Peter right there. Next, the Kinder Bunnies went through the arch marked Bunnies Bold. They saw shining suits of armor, bright banners, and sharp swords. "This is how bunnies fought their battles in the Middle Ages," Hopper explained. Daisy and Flopsy were not listening. They were fighting their own battle over Flopsy's lunch. The 2 battling bunnies were left behind when the class moved on to Bunnies Living in the Cold. Right there are the fighting bunnies. Brrr, Hopper shivered. Just looking at the snowy scenes in the glass case gave him the chills. "These bunnies build their homes out of ice and snow," he told the group. I wonder what it would be like to be an Eska bunny, mused a dreamy bunny named Dean. He pictured building his very own ice castle and riding a pet seal named Sam. Dean was far away when Hopper said, "Time for lunch. Follow me." There's Dean. The bunnies got out their brown bags. They bought milk and juice and carrot cake, of course. And they did their usual amount of spilling. While Hopper mopped up, Bingo climbed into the fountain. The class clown couldn't resist striking a funny pose. In fact, Bingo was having so much fun posing, he didn't see the class move on to the Hall of Art. This is a perfect example of why I always help chaperone field trips. The Kinder Bunnies chased each other past great masterpieces. Hopper huffed and puffed behind them. "Wait," he panted. "You're missing the art!" But one bunny wasn't missing anything. Arthur decided to stay and sketch what he saw. There's Arthur. "That's the last stop on our tour," Hopper said. "Line up for the bus, please." Then he counted. 1, 2, 3, 4. There must be 6 bunnies more. The grumpy bunny pulled his ears in distress. Where were the other bunnies? "Oh no," Hopper wailed. He wanted to turn the museum upside down to search for his students. "But I'm only one bunny," he said in despair. Suddenly Hopper remembered something his teacher had taught him long ago. Think first. So Hopper sat down and thought. He thought about each place the bunnies had visited in the museum. He tried to remember where each Kinder Bunny had been. "I've got it!" Hopper jumped to his feet. "I'll retrace our steps." Just then the lost bunnies came running to join the group. "We heard you say 'oh no,'" Peter exclaimed. "Is something wrong?" Hopper counted his Kinder Bunnies 1 through 10 and sighed with relief. "Not anymore. Let's go home before anything else can happen." Quickly, Hopper helped the bunnies back on the bus. Then he sank gratefully into his seat. "What a field trip! This has to be my worst day ever," the grumpy bunny muttered. "The minute we get back, I'm telling Sir Byron no more field trips for this teacher. Never, ever. I'll put my paw down." But a strange thing happened when the bus reached the school. Hopper found himself surrounded by happy Kinder Bunnies. "This was the best field trip ever," Peter declared. "It was the most fun I've ever had," Daisy cried. "No, it was the most fun I've ever had," Flopsy shouted, and the battling bunnies were at it again until Sir Byron appeared. The great hare clapped Hopper on the back and said, "Good job. I'm counting on you to lead the trip again next year." The grumpy bunny thought about saying no. Then he looked at the giggling Kinder Bunnies and couldn't remember what he'd been so grumpy about. In fact, Hopper turned to Sir Byron and asked, "Do we have to wait a whole year?" "The best part about traveling is when the trip is done. Your eyes are filled with new sights and your heart is filled with fun." I like that. All right, I'd only planned to read those 4, but we have a few minutes more, so I have the books propping up my camera, so hang on. We will read The Very Grumpy Day by Stella Jones and illustrated by Allison Edgson. "What a perfect day," smiled Mouse, looking out at the sunshine, and goodness, he was right. The birds trilled sweetly and the bees buzzed merrily. "I'll take one of these cupcakes to Bear," Mouse said. "He loves a sweet treat." Mouse tappity-tap-tapped on Bear's front door, but he didn't know that Bear had just left, in a very bad mood. "Oh, humph," grumped Bear. "These boots are just too big." Bear stomped along so heavily that the ground shivered and shook beneath his feet. Stomp, stomp, stomp. "Hey!" cried Mole angrily, popping up from his mole hole. "Your stomping has made my tunnel collapse. I have to start all over." He flung down his shovel and had just disappeared into his hole when... Aha! Hedgehog tripped over the shovel with a bump. "Who left that there?" he cried. He roly-polied across the clearing. Straight into Fox's bottom. "Ow!" Fox yelped. "Watch where you're poking your prickles, Hedgehog." Fox jumped up and his bag flew high into the air. The groceries tumbled out and plopped all over the squirrel family. Splat went the bag of flour, splosh went the milk, and smash went the eggs all over the baby squirrels. "He threw an egg at me." "It wasn't me, it was him." "My tail isn't fluffy anymore." "Be quiet down there," screeched Daddy Owl. "You'll wake my chicks." Bicker, squabble, squabble, quarrel. Now everyone was in a bad mood. Now everyone was in a big bad mood. Up above, the sky turned dark. A roll of thunder shook the woods and the rain began to fall. "What a terrible day," Fox says. "Stop pushing me," says the squirrel. "Quick!" "Oh no," grumbled Bear. "There's a hole in my umbrella. And my ears are getting wet." Bear's bad mood lasted all the way home. Then suddenly, he spotted something. "It's a present for me!" Bear picked it up and read the note. "Oh, how nice," he sniffed, and for the very first time that day, Bear smiled. "A sweet treat for Bear. With love, from Mouse." As Bear munched happily on his cupcake, the sky cleared and the flowers bobbed in the breeze. "Mole would love these flowers," said Bear. I'll take them over to him to apologize for stomping on his tunnel." "I'm sorry, Mole," said Bear, giving the flowers to his friend. "That's okay," said Mole, and for the first time that day, Mole smiled too. "I should say I'm sorry to Hedgehog for leaving my shovel in his way," said Mole. He trotted over to his best friend's house and gave Hedgehog a hug. "I'm sorry, Fox." "That's okay." The smiles and happiness spread like rays of spring sunshine all throughout the afternoon. "I'm sorry," says Fox. "Thank you," says the squirrels. When Mouse looked out his window, the entire woods were ringing with birdsong and laughter. Such a perfect day, he beamed, racing out to join his friends. And it was. And that is the end of the very grumpy day. So that is all for today. We will be back on Tuesday with more picture books. Picture books are my favorite, in case you haven't figured that out yet. I will see you guys later. Bye!